Welcome to our channel, where we explore the untold stories behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Hollywood is not only a place where famous movies are made, but also a world full of challenges and mysteries that not everyone knows about. Under the glittering stage lights and bright smiles on the red carpet, many stars have faced silent struggles, including one that is very little seen: the battle with alcoholism. For some, it is a private battle, while for others, it is a public trial that has completely changed their lives and careers. Today, we will explore the journeys of these stars, the inspiring stories and memorable moments they have experienced. Join us on this journey to better understand what really happens behind the spotlight. Cary Grant, the eternal icon of elegance and charm on screen, was known not only for his acting talent, but also for his arduous journey through alcoholism in the 1950s. His personal struggle led Grant to a treatment method that was surprising and controversial at the time: the use of LSD, a hallucinogen. However, rather than being afraid, Grant approached this therapy with openness, seeing it as an opportunity to escape and find enlightenment in life. During the treatment, Grant went through profound experiences that not only helped him overcome his personal obsessions, but also completely changed his outlook on life. He shared these positive changes with close friends, including Judy Balaban, daughter of the president of Paramount Studios, who said, "If it worked for Cary Grant, I wanted to try it." Under the guidance of his doctor, Grant attended around 100 therapy sessions, each one resulting in a major leap in his awareness and understanding of himself and the world around him. Although the practice was controversial at the time, for Grant, it was the key to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Grant lived a full and peaceful life until his death at the age of 82. His legacy is not only associated with legendary roles, but also an inspirational story about the power of overcoming adversity and finding balance in life. Oliver Reed, a talented actor with a strong screen presence, has left a deep impression on audiences through his impressive roles, especially villains, and his captivating blue eyes. Besides his brilliant film career, his life has not been without challenges, of which alcoholism is an inseparable part. The scars on his face, marked by drunken bar fights, reflect a not-so-peaceful part of Reed's turbulent life. Oliver Reed is remembered for his roles in classic films such as Three Musketeers, Oliver Twist, Treasure Island, and especially the role of Proximo in Gladiator. Ridley Scott, the director of Gladiator, chose Reed for this role on one condition: he had to abstain from alcohol during the entire filming. However, despite his commitment, alcoholism continued to haunt him, affecting his personal and professional life. Reed's life was associated with drunken parties and overstepping limits. On the last night before filming the final scenes of Gladiator, he went to a pub in Malta, drank 8 beers, 3 bottles of rum, and a large amount of whiskey. Sadly, it was here that he died of a heart attack at the age of only 61. Despite his turbulent life, Oliver Reed always faced the ups and downs with humor and candor. When asked about his regrets, he once said with a smile, "My only regret is that I couldn't drink all the alcohol in the bar and love all the women in the world." Oliver Reed's legacy lives on through his memorable roles, but his life story is also a reminder of the dire consequences of an uncontrolled lifestyle and the terrible damage alcoholism can cause. Joan Crawford, a Hollywood film legend, not only left a deep impression on the audience, but also opened a new chapter in her career when she became the representative of one of the famous global brands, PepsiCo. After marrying the company's CEO, she was appointed as the Pepsi brand ambassador, leveraging her fame to promote the development of the business. However, this role not only brought responsibilities, but also opened up special opportunities for her. During her international trips and events as ambassador, Joan Crawford was famous for her special requests for drinks. Her list not only included Pepsi, but also included liquors such as gin, bourbon, scotch, and champagne. However, Pepsi seemed to be only a small part of her preferences, with other liquors taking precedence. Despite these high-profile demands, Joan Crawford has maintained her status as an icon not only of film, but also of business influence. Her story is a testament to the combination of fame, business success, and a rich personal life, a legacy that Hollywood will forever remember. Leonard Nimoy, who left a deep impression on audiences with his legendary role as Mr. Spock in Star Trek, was not only a great icon of popular culture, but also a man of great determination who overcame great challenges in his life. Besides the image of a rational character, Nimoy had to face personal battles that few people know about, especially alcoholism. During the years of filming Star Trek, Nimoy admitted that alcohol became a means to help him cope with the stress of work and fame. His co-star, William Shatner, once shared that Nimoy used alcohol to seek comfort and protect himself from the pressure and expectations of the public. At first, it was just a way to relieve stress, but gradually, this habit became an addiction and had a significant impact on Nimoy's life. However, he did not let his life be controlled by addiction. After Star Trek ended, Nimoy became aware of his problem and committed to recovery. Although he overcame his alcoholism, he faced another challenge, smoking, a habit that eventually took a toll on his health and led to his death at the age of 83. Leonard Nimoy was not only a role model for Mr. Spock, but also a symbol of resilience in the battle of the heart and the determination to overcome challenges. His story is not only a reminder of the struggles that celebrities face behind the scenes, but also a reminder of the importance of empathy and support for those we admire. Richard Burton, one of Hollywood's biggest stars, was not only known for his great acting talent, but also for his fierce personal struggles with alcoholism. In the 1970s, when his career was at its peak, Burton was said to consume 2 to 3 bottles of vodka a day, which caused a stir in the public about his scandalous habit. In a conversation with the director, he even humorously pledged to control his drinking by reducing it to just 1 bottle a day. He once said that he felt sober after drinking 2 bottles, which made people wonder about the severity of his addiction. However, Burton's acting talent was undeniable. His role in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966, earned him a prestigious Oscar nomination, proving his brilliant film career. However, Burton's alcoholism continued to affect his health and career. While filming The Klansman, he faced serious difficulties, even having to perform scenes sitting or lying down to maintain his balance. However, Burton never gave up. During difficult years, especially after his painful divorce from Elizabeth Taylor, he decided to go to a rehabilitation center to fight his addiction. Although he was successful in overcoming his addiction, the years of living under the spell of alcohol had serious consequences. Richard Burton died in 1984 from cirrhosis and kidney failure, but his acting legacy lives on. His life story is a testament to the resilience and determination to overcome great challenges in life, sometimes at a high price. Frank Sinatra, a musical legend and icon of his generation, was not only known for his mesmerizing voice and elegant style, but also for his distinctive drinking habits. He was particularly fond of Jack Daniels, always having a glass in hand day or night. Sinatra's favorite concoction became legendary 4 ice cubes, 2 fingers of Jack, a splash of water, all served in a classic rocks glass. It was even reported that he could consume an entire bottle of Jack Daniels every day, which worried his doctors. Although Sinatra's career reached its peak with legendary songs and films, his alcoholism took a toll on his personal life. When drunk, he was prone to fits of rage and had public clashes with journalists and colleagues. One famous story is that his ex-wife once sought refuge after witnessing him drinking gin to the point of becoming aggressive. However, Sinatra was always loved and had a group of famous Hollywood friends who called themselves the U.S. Olympic Drinking Team. When Sinatra died in 1998, a bottle of Jack Daniels was placed next to him in his casket as a tribute to his special love of the drink. Sinatra's legacy lives on, not only as a symbol of talent and charm, but also as a reminder of the challenges stars face at the height of their fame. Peter O'Toole, with his deep blue eyes and charismatic appearance, is one of Hollywood's greatest talents. However, few people know that he is also famous for his drinking habits, which have become an indispensable part of his life. In an interview with David Letterman, O'Toole once shared that his drinking habits reflect the cultural standards of his generation. When alcohol is not only a part of social life, but also a means of expressing his image and self. He even believes that drinking helps him feel more confident and can improve his acting ability on screen. A notable story about O'Toole's drinking happened during the filming of the movie Lawrence of Arabia. When filming the camel raid scene, O'Toole and his co-star Omar Sharif were both afraid of these animals and decided to drink to cope with their fear. As a result, both were drunk during filming, and O'Toole later admitted that he couldn't remember many details of the scene, but at least he remembered his lines. This story has become part of the legend of actors' courage in the face of their own fears. Although O'Toole's wild lifestyle is not without its tales of partying and impromptu moments, he will forever be remembered as one of cinema's great actors, with profound roles and important contributions to world cinema. O'Toole's story is not only about talent, but also a reminder of the dark corners of life and the complexities behind the aura of fame. Dean Martin, a legend in the entertainment industry, has made an indelible mark with his charm and unique style. With his bright smile and romantic attitude, he has become an ideal model in the eyes of the public, always associated with the image of a glass of wine and a cigarette, symbols of charm and freedom. His famous quote, "I feel sorry for people who don't drink, because when they wake up in the morning, that's the best they'll feel all day," has become part of the cultural legacy, making Dean Martin's image legendary. However, behind that romantic image, few people know that Dean Martin has cleverly built a stage persona that does not completely reflect his personal life. Although he often appears with a glass of wine in his hand, in reality, his glass of wine only contains apple juice, and the cigarette he holds is only part of the performance. It was this pretense that helped him create an enduring image, becoming an idol that every man wanted to emulate and every woman was crazy about. When he was not on stage, Dean Martin was a loving and devoted father and husband. He always spent precious time with his family, enjoying cozy dinners and just the occasional glass of wine with his wife. Although his career was associated with a free and liberal image, Martin always knew how to maintain a balance between his professional life and his family life. Dean Martin passed away in 1995 at the age of 78, but his legacy lives on in the hearts of audiences. His image was not only a legend of the stage, but also a symbol of grace, charm, and the ability to maintain sanity in a world full of temptations. Elizabeth Taylor, the beauty and brains icon of Hollywood during the Golden Age, not only made her mark with a brilliant film career, but also with her efforts to overcome difficult personal challenges. Despite her great success, she also faced internal battles, especially alcohol and drug addiction that lasted for many years. In 1983, Taylor caused a stir when she became the first star to publicly seek help at the Betty Ford Center, a famous rehabilitation institute founded by First Lady Betty Ford. This bold decision was not only an important turning point in her life, but also changed the way people view addiction, opening a ray of hope for those who were silently struggling with similar problems. After overcoming her addiction, Taylor turned her attention to charity work, becoming a passionate social activist. She spent years raising awareness about HIV/AIDS, raising funds for research, and promoting prevention and treatment programs. Her celebrity was used to promote practical, humane, and far-reaching initiatives. Elizabeth Taylor's journey from the heights of cinema to personal challenges and a powerful transformation into a social activist has inspired millions around the world. Her story is not only a testament to the power of determination, but also a symbol of hope, proving that even in the darkest moments, there is always the opportunity to rise again and build a brighter future. Michael Landon, the legendary star of Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, was widely loved for his gentle, kind, and caring character on screen. However, behind that perfect exterior was a silent battle that he had to face for many years with alcohol and tobacco addiction. Landon had a habit of mixing whiskey in his coffee and vodka and other drinks to hide his drinking, even when he was working. When he was off set, he often went to bars near his home, where alcohol became a familiar part of his daily life. Melissa Gilbert, the actress who played his daughter in Little House on the Prairie, revealed that she had no idea that he hid vodka in his familiar coffee cup. She also shared that he unintentionally influenced her in choosing a partner, causing her to be attracted to people who looked somewhat like him. In addition to his alcoholism, Landon was a heavy smoker, smoking up to 4 packs of unfiltered cigarettes a day. This habit is believed to have contributed to his pancreatic cancer, which took his life at the age of just 54. Despite his personal struggles, Michael Landon left a lasting legacy through his memorable performances and his unwavering love for his craft. His story serves as a reminder of the struggles celebrities can face in their personal lives, but also inspires empathy and understanding for those struggling with addiction. The 1975 film Jaws is not only a classic film with tense scenes and terrifying giant sharks, but also contains dramatic behind-the-scenes stories. The filming process was not without its challenges, not only from uncontrollable situations on set, but also from conflicts between the actors, especially between Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. Shaw, who played Quint, had a habit of drinking scotch during filming, which sometimes caused problems. Although one of Shaw's scenes in the film required his character to be drunk, in real life, this habit became a source of tension, especially for Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss, who was unhappy with his co-star's drunkenness, shared that he felt more comfortable working with Shaw when he was sober. On one occasion, Dreyfuss lost his temper and threw one of Shaw's drinks into the ocean, an act that reflected his frustration with Shaw's drinking habits. These tensions, however, did not detract from the film's success. Jaws remains one of the most famous and influential films in cinema history, and these behind-the-scenes stories make its success all the more impressive and historic. Barbara Payton, one of Hollywood's most prominent stars in the 1950s, was once considered one of the most promising talents in the film industry. With her charming beauty and acting talent, she quickly attracted the attention of directors, appearing in blockbuster films alongside big names such as James Cagney, Gary Cooper, and Gregory Peck. However, her brilliant career did not last long. Payton's personal life gradually became chaotic when she faced alcoholism. This habit not only seriously affected her career, but also broke up relationships and led to legal problems. She was arrested several times for public drunkenness, and engaging in uncontrolled actions made her life even more complicated. Despite a promising start to her career, Payton's life gradually fell into chaos. She lost custody of her children and was once arrested for sleeping on a bus on Sunset Boulevard, drunk, wearing a jacket and a swimsuit. Her life continued to be plagued by trouble and scandal until her health seriously deteriorated. Barbara Payton died at the age of 39 of heart and liver disease, marking the end of a life filled with tragedy. Although her career was short-lived, her story remains a poignant reminder of life's challenges and the consequences of not being able to control yourself when faced with temptations that can destroy both talent and a future. John Barrymore, one of the film legends of the early 20th century and a member of the famous Barrymore family, left a lasting impression on the film industry. With his extraordinary acting talent, he is recognized as one of the greatest actors of all time, famous for his roles in Shakespearean classics and especially Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. However, in addition to his on-screen successes, Barrymore also faced deep personal struggles, especially with alcoholism. Despite being a star with immense charisma and undeniable talent, Barrymore's personal life was full of hardships. Alcoholism gradually took a serious toll on his health and career. One of the most famous stories in his life was when his second wife discovered that he had drunk her perfume, reflecting the extent to which his addiction had affected his life. In 1933, in the film Dinner at 8, Barrymore played an alcoholic. This role was not only a part of his career, but also a reflection of the pain and problems he was facing in real life. Although he still retained his admirable acting talent, his alcoholism began to impair his memory and ability to work. In order to complete scenes, Barrymore had to use cue cards, dialogue cards, which more or less affected his reputation and career. John Barrymore eventually died at the age of 60 due to alcohol-related illnesses. Although he had a brilliant film career, Barrymore's life story remains a poignant reminder of the damage that addiction can do, even to the greatest talents. His legacy is not only his immortal roles, but also a lesson in the fragility of life, no matter how great a person may be.
Errol Flynn, with his charismatic looks and strong charisma, became an icon in the Hollywood film industry. especially through famous roles such as Robin Hood and Captain Blood. However, behind the image of a brave and charming warrior on screen was a life filled with personal challenges and a wild lifestyle. Flynn was known not only for his acting talent, but also for his stormy lifestyle, including addiction to alcohol and cocaine. Alcohol was such an integral part of Flynn's life that he was nicknamed Cirrhosis by the Sea, referring to his consumption of large quantities of alcohol on his private boat. Wild parties and his love of alcohol and cocaine led to a life filled with adventure but also hardship. Sometimes his enthusiasm for life and art affected his work, especially during scenes when he could not maintain sobriety. Flynn's glittering life, however, did not last long. Despite only being in his early 30s, he was plagued with serious health problems, with doctors reporting that his heart and lungs were severely damaged. In 1959, Flynn died of a heart attack at the age of just 50, ending a life filled with excitement but also tragedy. The life of Errol Flynn is a testament to how self-destructive lifestyles can have a profound impact on your future, even if you are a major Hollywood star.
Gail Russell, a talented Hollywood actress, did not crave fame, but her gentle and charming beauty still captivated the public. A shy and introverted girl, she often found comfort in her own world rather than in lavish parties. However, fate brought her to the limelight when a Paramount executive discovered her special charm and convinced her to try acting. In 1949, Russell married actor Guy Madison, but the marriage did not last long, and they decided to separate in 1954. During this time, she was also caught up in rumors surrounding her relationship with co-star John Wayne. The events in her personal life had a significant impact on her, leading to many challenges. Despite the difficulties, she tried to rebuild herself. After taking a break from the screen to regain balance in her life, Russell returned in 1955 with a role in the film 7 Men from Now, produced by John Wayne. However, despite her efforts to pursue her career, she continued to face pressures and personal struggles. Gail Russell passed away at her home in Los Angeles, marking the end of a tumultuous journey. Although her life had its low points, her talent and roles left a lasting impression on classic cinema lovers. The image of Gail Russell will forever remain a symbol of pure beauty and memorable talent on the Hollywood silver screen. Spencer Tracy, one of Hollywood's greatest legends, was known not only for his outstanding talent, but also for a life full of ups and downs. In addition to his memorable roles, he faced a long battle with alcoholism, which deeply affected both his career and personal life. Despite being aware of the consequences, Tracy struggled to give up this habit. In 1942, records at Johns Hopkins showed that he had sought short-term treatment courses, each lasting from a week to 10 days after completing a film project. However, the temptation never left him. He often isolated himself in luxury hotels, missed important appointments, and unintentionally worried those close to him. Even after years of trying to stop drinking, Tracy admitted that the mere sight of a martini was enough to make him waver. Close friend and director Joseph Mankiewicz once shared that Spencer Tracy carried many difficult-to-express emotions, and that internal struggle left behind mental wounds that were hard to heal. Spencer Tracy's life was not just the story of a legendary star, but also the challenging journey of a man who constantly tried to overcome his own barriers. Despite the hardships, he left behind a remarkable cinematic legacy and remains an irreplaceable icon in Hollywood history. Lon Chaney Jr. is one of the most iconic figures in classic horror films, with memorable roles, most notably in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Although his career brought him fame and popularity, Chaney's personal life was filled with challenges. For many years, he faced periods of depression and health problems. The pressures of life took a toll on his spirit, but his love for art remained the driving force that kept him going. Despite his declining health, he continued to act, leaving a lasting impression on the big screen. Lon Chaney Jr.'s legacy lies not only in his classic roles, but also in his perseverance and relentless spirit in the film industry. He is remembered as a great talent with a fierce passion, contributing to the rise of the horror film genre and continuing to inspire generations of actors to come. On October 19, 1978, Hollywood was shocked by the passing of talented actor Gig Young. At the age of 64, just 3 weeks after marrying Kim Schmidt, his fifth wife, he died in a tragic event that left many unanswered questions. Although there was no official explanation, his stressful life and years of hardship may have profoundly affected his state of mind at the time. Gig Young was an outstanding actor, known for his memorable roles and prestigious awards. However, beyond the spotlight, he struggled with major challenges, including mental health issues and a long-term battle with alcoholism. These difficulties not only affected his career, but also strained his personal relationships. Despite his struggles, Young left a lasting impact on audiences, especially with his role in The Twilight Zone and many other memorable films. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of mental health and the need to seek support in difficult times. He is remembered not only for his remarkable talent, but also for his relentless efforts throughout his career. Although his journey was filled with ups and downs, Gig Young's artistic legacy continues to inspire generations to come. Albert Finney, one of the great actors of British cinema, left a deep impression through his outstanding roles in Tom Jones, Murder on the Orient Express, and Erin Brockovich. With his versatile talent and captivating acting style, he became an icon of the film industry and gained worldwide recognition. Despite his great success, Finney's life was not solely about the spotlight. Few people know that he faced personal challenges, including a long-term drinking habit. However, this did not overshadow his talent or hinder his career. When he was diagnosed with kidney cancer in 1984, he decided to change his lifestyle to focus on treatment and health. With unyielding determination, he overcame many challenges and continued dedicating himself to his craft until 2012. Albert Finney passed away in 2019 at the age of 82, but his legacy lives on in the hearts of his fans. His outstanding performances remain artistic treasures and a testament to his enduring spirit, reminding us of the power of will and lifelong dedication to art. Humphrey Bogart, one of the greatest stars in American cinema history, built an illustrious career with memorable roles in classics such as Casablanca and The Big Sleep. With his remarkable talent and commanding screen presence, Bogart left a deep impression on fans and received multiple Oscar nominations. However, behind the glamour of his career, his personal life was filled with challenges and complexities that few knew about. Although he was a beloved actor, Bogart was also known for his drinking habits. A close friend once shared that while he was approachable and friendly during the day, by late night, especially around 11:30 p.m., he could become a completely different person. His drinking not only affected his personality, but also had a significant impact on his career. During the filming of Sahara, Bogart even quit working and wandered around the set in his pajamas. One of the more unusual stories about his drinking involved his wife Mayo bringing him a glass of martini so he could continue working. He also had several drunken incidents, such as once running away with a restaurant safe and leaving it in the middle of Beverly Hills Boulevard. Such moments gradually tarnished his public image. These habits also took a serious toll on his health. In 1956, Bogart was diagnosed with cancer and passed away shortly after. Even in his final days, he was seen enjoying a glass of sherry, unable to completely abandon his old habits. Humphrey Bogart's life is not just a story of cinematic greatness, but also a reminder of the complexities behind legendary figures. Despite his immense success, he faced significant personal struggles, proving that even the most iconic stars have hidden sides that are not easily seen. Bernard Lee, one of the great stars of British cinema, built an impressive career that spanned over 50 years, with more than 100 roles on stage, television, and film. He is best known for his portrayal of M, the head of MI6 in the James Bond series, a role that cemented his legendary status. Appearing in 11 films in the franchise, Lee left a lasting impression on fans worldwide. However, behind his brilliant career, Lee's personal life was marked by challenges and tragedies. After losing his wife in a devastating house fire, he faced severe financial difficulties and personal struggles. The weight of these losses, combined with constant stress, led him to alcoholism. According to some sources, his drinking became so severe that while filming the TV series Edgar Wallace, he had to be locked in his dressing room to prevent him from drinking. Despite these measures, he still managed to obtain alcohol, even asking assistants to pass syrup through a straw under the door. Lee's legendary drinking habits were well known, to the point that even Richard Burton, a famous drinker himself, admitted that he could not match Lee's capacity. However, this lifestyle took a serious toll on his health. After a long battle with stomach cancer, believed to be linked to years of alcohol abuse, Lee passed away at the age of 73. Despite the tragedies and challenges he faced, Bernard Lee's legacy remains strong, particularly through his role as M in the James Bond series. His image as a symbol of leadership and authority continues to live on in the hearts of audiences, securing his place in cinematic history. William Claude Dukenfield, better known as W.C. Fields, was one of the great comedy legends of American cinema. With his unique acting style, distinctive voice, and humorous yet meaningful roles, he captured the hearts of audiences. Fields stood out with his somewhat sour and irritable characters, yet he remained charming and lovable. He was not only a talented artist, but also a symbol of a golden era in comedy, delivering laughter while subtly weaving in deeper stories of internal struggles. Although widely recognized as a comedy star, W.C. Fields' life was full of challenges. He was known not only for his roles, but also for his excessive drinking habits. Alcoholism became an inseparable part of his public image, with caricatures portraying him as consuming large amounts of alcohol daily. While audiences adored his comedic performances, his health gradually deteriorated. Suffering from delirium tremens and facing career setbacks, Fields eventually lost his contract with Paramount. However, he did not let his struggles completely define him. In 1937, he joined the radio program Chase and Sanborn Hour, where he discovered a new creative outlet and found some personal stability. Through radio, he maintained the love of his audience and regained a measure of his health. Despite his efforts to overcome life's challenges, W.C. Fields could not escape his long-standing internal battles. On Christmas Day 1946, he passed away at the age of 66 from a gastrointestinal hemorrhage. Though his life ended in tragedy, his comedy legacy endures. Fields remains in the hearts of film lovers, a reminder of the struggle between fame and the inevitable challenges of life. Bela Lugosi, one of the greatest icons of horror cinema, left a lasting impression on audiences with his haunting performances, especially as Dracula. However, his life was not just marked by success, but also by a tragic journey, particularly his battle with addiction. In his later years, Lugosi struggled with morphine and alcohol dependence, which not only took a toll on his physical health, but also severely impacted his mental well-being. His addiction led to the decline of his career, as evident in the melancholic and despairing characters he portrayed on screen. One of the most difficult periods in his life was his collaboration with director Ed Wood, who shared similar struggles with alcohol. In a particularly tense moment, Lugosi, overwhelmed by his addiction and despair, reportedly held a pistol and told Wood, "Eddie, I am going to die tonight, and I want to take you with me." It was a chilling reflection of his inner turmoil. Understanding the pain of addiction, Ed Wood attempted to calm Lugosi, offering him a bottle of scotch, his favorite drink. As Lugosi took a sip, the tension in the room gradually eased, and the gun was set aside. Though it was only a fleeting moment of peace, it was one of the few times Lugosi found solace in a life filled with turmoil and suffering. Bela Lugosi's story is not just one of cinematic greatness, but also a testament to the hardships he endured in his battle with addiction. Despite the struggles that shadowed his later years, his legacy as a horror film legend remains intact. He will always be remembered as a brilliant actor and a man who, despite his battles with the darkness in his life, continues to inspire generations of filmmakers and horror enthusiasts. Broderick Crawford, a talented actor best known for his role as Sheriff Matthews in the television series Highway Patrol, left an indelible mark on audiences. However, behind his successful career were personal struggles, particularly those related to his health and lifestyle. During filming, Crawford faced numerous obstacles, forcing the production team to adapt creatively. To keep the show on schedule, they adjusted staging techniques and even rebuilt sets to accommodate his needs while maintaining the strong, authoritative image of his character. Outside the studio, Crawford's personal challenges extended beyond his work. He encountered legal troubles and faced many ups and downs in his career. Despite these difficulties, his talent and dedication ensured that he remained a respected figure in Hollywood, delivering memorable performances that captivated audiences. Broderick Crawford's story serves as a testament to the pressures that artists endure behind the spotlight. Despite his struggles, he left behind a legacy of artistic excellence, and his classic works continue to be admired and remembered. Broderick Crawford, a talented actor best known for his role as Sheriff Matthews in the television series Highway Patrol, left an indelible mark on audiences. However, behind his brilliant career were personal challenges, particularly those related to his health and lifestyle. During filming, Crawford encountered numerous obstacles, forcing the production team to adapt. To maintain the production schedule, they employed creative staging techniques, sometimes even reconstructing sets to achieve suitable visual effects. These efforts allowed him to continue appearing on screen and maintain the strong image of his character. Outside the studio, personal struggles also took a toll on Crawford's life. He faced legal troubles and experienced fluctuations in his career. Despite these difficulties, his talent and dedication ensured that he remained a respected figure in the industry, delivering powerful and memorable performances. Broderick Crawford's story serves as a testament to the pressures artists endure behind the spotlight. Despite his challenges, he left behind a legacy of artistic excellence, and his classic works continue to be cherished by audiences. Thank you for watching today's video. Every story in the entertainment world not only offers fascinating insights into the careers and lives of stars, but also holds valuable lessons worth reflecting on. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your feelings and the lessons you've learned from this story in the comments below. Together, let's continue exploring the fascinating and unexpected stories from Hollywood. See you in the next video.